Gentleman may proceed.
Thank you. Many members of this body has used as an example of wasteful spending. My colleague and friend from Texas, Mr. Neugebauer, stated that while some earmarks fund worthy projects, there's some, such as the infamous Bridge to Nowhere, that are wasteful uses of taxpayer money. End quote. My friend from Indiana, Mr. Pence, said all spending bills passed in 2007 included 11,000 earmarks. Those earmarks included wasteful spending for items such as a $20 million ferry in Alaska benefiting 40 people. That, of course, followed the infamous Bridge to Nowhere from the 2005 highway bill. End quote. So here we have a wasteful expenditure that not only had its origin as an earmark, but has been used by fiscal hawks from both sides of the aisle as the very example of a wasteful earmark. If Alaska wants to build a bridge to nowhere or a road to nowhere or a road to somewhere, bridge to somewhere, go ahead and do it. Just do it without federal tax dollars. My colleague Mr. Wahlberg from Michigan said taxpayers are tired of their hard-earned money paying for things like a bridge to nowhere in Alaska, fruit fly research in France, and a hippie museum in New York. Well, this bill doesn't fund a fruit fly museum in France or a hippie museum. But unless we act by passing this amendment, it will allow $183 million of taxpayer money to be spent for bridges for nowhere, wasteful spending we can't afford. Despite claims that the bridge to nowhere earmarks were eliminated, Alaska has spent over $71 million federal money. You know, in 2006, when the Republicans lost their majority and entered the minority, Mr. Canner, the leader, said, Republicans have become a party of the bridge to nowhere. Well, Mr. Speaker, it looks like too little has changed. And unless this amendment passes, the Republicans once again will become a party lost on the bridge to nowhere. This motion rescinds all remaining funds, about $183 million, provided for the planning, design, and construction of the two bridges under Safety Lou. In addition, the amendment prohibits the use of the funds. Mr. Speaker, the House is not in order.
Gentleman is correct. House will be in order. Gentleman may proceed.
This is a very simple choice. There's no politics in this. We're not changing other parts of the bill, trying to catch people up. We're not putting up a vote to trap people for 30-second spots, to say they're for pornography like has been done in previous sessions while the bill is gutted elsewhere. What we're simply providing is a clean vote on the bridge to nowhere. According to the CBO, this motion will reduce the deficit by $160 million by eliminating funding for these two bridges, nothing else. Listen, for us to have the credibility as a Congress to make the tough cuts we need to balance the budget, to work together to pass a CR that cuts spending, to reduce spending in future years, Congress must have moral standing. Mr. Speaker, the House is not in order.
Gentleman is correct. Gentleman may proceed.
Continuing to provide funding to be used for these bridges, the infamous Alaska bridges to nowhere, which most Americans like me thought were already dead, is not the way for Congress to build trust with the American people. So we have a choice today. We can vote to...
The House will be in order. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have a choice. We can vote to continue these most egregious earmarks, or we can stand by our words, our vows, and our values and vote for this amendment and finally put an end to wasteful spending and pet projects. Let me close with some words of wisdom from my colleague from West Virginia, Shelley Moore Capito. Quote, the days of members slipping in the bridge to nowhere in the dead of night are over, end quote. I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to shine the light of day.
Gentleman's time has expired.
On this insidious example of pork, remove it from the bill and pass the amendment. I yield back the balance of my time.